ako ime ka ako dị mma ela o ihụrụ na offense akwara fence a kwatuo ya the two fence both mara nke fada fence nke ma fada akwaturu ya ha bachara n'ime ebe ahụ abachara n'ime dia mana me ha achọga ila anyị ga-ahụchukwa mọta nka ha na nke ha na nke fada nke sister na ugwu ala ọ ya dị ha bachara ha kwaturu fence ha kwatuo fence sister Bena akwaturu fence ya abachakwara n'ime ebe ahụ na fence ya dị ha akwaturu fence ya baa n'ime dia amana ma onye ebe ahụ ka ndị a na-ekwu okwu ya na ụjọ ndị fire chukwu mama ebe ahụ ka ọ nọ kere wela nke ọkpọkịrị wụọ anaghị ụka egwu ha ube ha ndị abịa gbaa ya ọkụ ha kwaturu fence ọ wụdị na ha chịra gate ha kwaturu fence ha ụlọ ha amana m ụlọ ha gbara ọkụ mere ihe ụlọ mere lekwa mechin paakịrị ebe ha gbachara ma mechin ọkụ amana m ọhịa ga-acha ha baba emechie ọhịa na-ewu mmechi ụlọ nwanụ acha ha ba emechie ụlọ ahụ ya a destroyere ebe a gbakwara ihe niile ọkụ
There is heavy gun battle in Biafra land right now as Biafra Liberation Army defeat Nigerian army, burnt down their armored tanks and fighter jets. The videos shared on social media reports clashes between the Nigerian army and the Biafra Liberation Army, with claims that the army has resorted to airstrikes due to difficulty in ground operations. Civilian areas have reportedly been affected, resulting in destroyed homes and displaced people. The Nigerian army could not defeat the Biafra Liberation Army through ground forces and decided to use the military airstrike to destroy homes of innocent civilians in the southeast. So many footages of the aftermath was shared on social media showing homes of innocent civilians in the southeast destroyed by Nigerian military airstrike. However, the Biafra Liberation Army has succeeded in burning down the armored tanks and fighter jets belonging to the Nigerian military. However, the Biafra Liberation Army has complained earnestly that the prevalence of checkpoints in southeast, alleging that they are economically motivated, serving as a means for security personnel to extort money from residents. There are claims of innocent civilians being targeted under the pretext of searching for Biafra fighters and its commander Gentle by the Nigerian military. But why destroy the homes of innocent civilians in the southeast? The video also highlights an event where a group symbolically removed a Nigerian flag and hoisted the Biafran flag, declaring their autonomy. This act is portrayed as a symbolic rejection of the Nigerian government. However, critics have expressed frustration over the impacts of the conflict on ordinary people, particularly during the festive season, urging for peace and an end to violence. Let me take you into the heart of what's happening in Biafra land right now, a region caught in the middle of a heavy battle that's leaving lives shattered, homes destroyed and families displaced. It's a chaotic scene, one that feels like it's pulled straight out of a movie. But this is no movie. This is real life, and it's happening as we speak. It all started when clashes broke out between the Nigerian army and a group called the Biafra Liberation Army, or BLA for short. The Biafra Liberation Army is a group fighting for what they believe is their right to independence, their right to exist as a separate entity from Nigeria. This is not a new struggle. It's one that has been brewing for years, but what's happening now feels different. It's intense, it's destructive, and most importantly, it's affecting the lives of innocent people in ways that are hard to even imagine. The Nigerian army, known for its strength and resources, has found itself struggling on the ground. The BLA has been resilient, holding their ground in ways that seem to have caught the military off guard. In response, the army has turned to airstrikes, dropping bombs on areas suspected of harboring BLA fighters. But here's the issue. Those bombs aren't just hitting military targets. They're hitting civilian homes, schools, markets, places where ordinary people live and work. And the destruction? It's massive. Videos circulating on social media paint a grim picture. You see buildings reduced to rubble, entire neighborhoods wiped out, and people standing amidst the ruins of what used to be their homes. In one video, a man walks through the debris, his voice trembling as he asks, "What did we do to deserve this?" His home, like many others, is gone. He doesn't look like a soldier. He looks like someone's father, someone's brother, just an ordinary man caught in extraordinary circumstances. The Biafra Liberation Army, on the other hand, has managed to deal some significant blows to the Nigerian military. They've burned down armored tanks and even destroyed fighter jets. Yes, you heard that right, fighter jets. It's hard to wrap your head around it, isn't it? A group that doesn't have the same level of resources as a national military somehow managing to hold their own, even striking back with force. But that's what's happening, and it's sending shockwaves through the region. Now let's talk about the airstrikes. Imagine sitting in your home, having dinner with your family, and suddenly hearing the deafening sound of a bomb exploding nearby. The walls shake, windows shatter, and you're left scrambling to find safety. This is the reality for many families in Biafra land right now. The Nigerian military says they're targeting the Biafra Liberation Army, but the collateral damage is impossible to ignore. People who have nothing to do with the conflict are losing everything: homes, belongings, and in some cases their loved ones. One of the most striking things about this situation is the symbolism. In one particularly dramatic video, a group of people can be seen taking down the Nigerian flag and replacing it with the flag of Biafra. It's a bold move, one that sends a clear message. They're rejecting the Nigerian government and declaring their autonomy. To them, this is more than just a flag. It's a statement of identity, a declaration of freedom. But this act has also sparked debate. Some see it as a brave step toward independence, while others worry that it will only escalate the violence and make things harder for the people on the ground. And let's not forget about the checkpoints. If you've ever traveled through the southeast of Nigeria, you've probably seen them, military checkpoints set up along the roads. On the surface, these checkpoints are supposed to provide security, to keep the region safe. But many locals tell a different story. They say these checkpoints are less about security and more about money. People passing through are often forced to pay bribes, and those who refuse risk being harassed or even detained. It's a system that breeds frustration and resentment, especially when people feel like they're being treated as suspects in their own communities. The Biafra Liberation Army has been vocal about this issue, accusing the military of using these checkpoints to extort money from residents. And honestly, it's hard to argue with them when you hear the stories coming out of the region. One man described how he was stopped at a checkpoint and asked to pay a fee just to continue on his way. He didn't have the money, so they made him wait for hours. Can you imagine? It's humiliating, and it's just one more layer of hardship for people who are already dealing with so much. Then there's the figure of Gentle, a name that keeps coming up in conversations about this conflict. The Nigerian army claims they're looking for him, accusing him of being a key player in the Biafra Liberation Army. But here's the thing. Their search for Gentle has led to innocent people being targeted. Homes have been raided, families have been displaced, and all under the pretext of finding this one person. In one particularly heartbreaking video, you see a house that's been destroyed, and the narrator asks, "Does Gentle live here or here?" It's a sarcastic way of pointing out the absurdity of the situation. If gentle is one person, why are so many people being punished? Amidst all this chaos, the festive season is here. But instead of preparing for Christmas with joy and anticipation, people in Biafra land are dealing with fear and uncertainty. Imagine trying to celebrate when bombs are falling, when you don't even know if you'll have a home tomorrow. It's heartbreaking. Some families have decided to return to their villages, hoping that the rural areas will offer some measure of safety. Others are staying put, determined to make the best of a terrible situation. Despite everything, there are moments of resilience, moments that remind you of the strength of the human spirit. In one video, you see people preparing for Christmas, putting up decorations, and trying to create a sense of normalcy for their children. It's a small act, but it speaks volumes. It's a way of saying, we're still here, we're still standing, and that's powerful. But let's not romanticize this. The situation is dire, and it's taking a toll on everyone involved. People are tired of the violence, tired of the uncertainty, tired of living in a world where peace feels like a distant dream. And as much as we celebrate their resilience, we also have to acknowledge their pain. This isn't just a story about a battle. It's a story about people, mothers, fathers, children, trying to navigate a world that's been turned upside down. It's about communities struggling to hold on to their identity, their dignity, and their hope. And it's a story that deserves our attention, our empathy, and our action. So what's the way forward? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Everyone seems to have an opinion, but finding a solution feels almost impossible. Some are calling for dialogue, for both sides to come to the table and find a peaceful resolution. Others believe that independence is the only answer, that Biafra deserves to stand on its own. And then there are those who just want the violence to stop, who don't care about politics or ideologies. They just want to live in peace. As we watch this story unfold, let's not forget the people at the center of it. They're real people with real lives, and they deserve better than this. Let's hope that 2024 brings some kind of resolution, some kind of peace for the people of Biafra land. As we watch these events unfold, we can only hope that the new year brings some sort of resolution, some glimmer of peace for the people of Biafra land. I will play the video for you guys to watch and see for yourself. This is the end of our news update.
I don't think we have these checkpoints in the southeast primarily because there's kidnapping and insecurity. I personally think we have more insecurity in the north than in the southeast. That's my perspective. I may be wrong, but if you look at the news, if you look at the number of incidents of banditry and all of that, you would expect them to have more checkpoints than we do. That's my thought. But I think what drives checkpoints in the southeast is the economic benefit for the people who collect money at checkpoints. And I stand to be corrected. You know, we don't look at the fact that money is a very powerful incentive in life generally. People want money. And where there are no consequences for wrongdoing, people want money and they do anything and everything to make money. I suspect that the most significant reason we have checkpoints all over the place in the southeast is because we are too quick to part with money. If you set up 1 million checkpoints in the north, and you set up 100 in the southeast, the 100 in the southeast will make more money than 1 million in the north. Because the average northerner will not give you.
How do you go back to Chaba? No one can you not. I share the bank about the guy. How do you go back to Chado? How do you go back to Chado? Makashi everywhere. Well, Karanka, Emanko. Ah, okay, manko. No, that's shit. How do you go back to shop? Ah, Makashi never. I just walk a share. kasịrị ebe ahụ mgbaka acha nke Matthew gacha n'ime be Matthew nke na-ere ọgwụ onye na-amaghị Matthew lekwacha ha akụkara ya akụkasịrị ebe akụkasịrị be Matthew kwachachicha be n'ime ụlọ ya be Matthew nke na-ere ọgwụ ababe naka be Matthew nke na-ere ọgwụ ya ha achachichara everywhere ya be Matthew dị ha ndị ha were lekwa ya ndị bara imechi akụ amadụ mgbe ọhịa awụ mmechi akụ ọghọta na aka abalị iji mechie anya akụdo unu ụmụakụ ka m na-ajụ ndị mba ụwa ndị ụwa hịara ọhịa asị ndị adaba emere ọhịa asị ndị amịrị emere onye dịkacha egwu ọnwụ DSS hịara ha asị unu bịa emere unu bịa akụkacha ụlọ ndị mmadụ mụ amaghị ekwecha ya nkwe ya ya asị ọgwụ dị manụ lere ere achụ ụmụ ndị niile bi ebe a akụ ime ka akụ dị mma ya na onye hụrụ na-awụ fensị akwara fence a kwatuo ya the two fence both mana nke fada fence nke ma fada akwaturu ya ha bachara n'ime ebe ahụ abachara n'ime dia amana m ha achọga ile anyị ga-ahụchakwa mọta nka ha na nke ha na nke fada nke sista na ugwu ala ọ ya dị ha ha bachara ha kwaturu fence ha kwatuo fence sister Bena akwaturu fence ya abachakwara n'ime ebe ahụ ha fensị ya dị ha akwaturu fensị ya baa n'ime di a amara ma n'ime ebe ahụ ka ndị a na-ekwu okwu ya na ụjọ ndị fanyị chukwu ma ebe ahụ ka ọ nọ kere wela nke ọkpọkịrị
What a wonderful question, the anchor of this great platform. First and foremost, I want to say, someone has come out to say, or has outlined countless times that he said that the Nigerian government cannot win BiAFRA with a barrel of gun for the second time. Now when he said that, see, Nigerian government cannot win BiAFRA with a barrel of gun, it means that nobody needs to die for them to exit Nigeria. Now, Ojoku fought Biafra in a different dimension. Now, nnamdikanu did it via his own dimension. So ECPA is taking it globally. And now, we've seen world body recognize Biafra. We've seen the UN and then some other global body have come out to endorse the Biafra struggle. So kudos to him, it is a plus. Some persons have come out to say that Samonekpa should be discredited, the likes of Ohanes Edigbo and that of the Southeastern governors. But my question is that you said Samonekpa should not be taken serious. Then who should be taken serious? The government who is not willing to protect our people? Is it the people who have refused to speak up when the Igbo man has been marginalized in the country? Is it the same governors who have become a tools in the hands of their Fulani master? So for you to even have a character like Samonekpa and nnamdikanu to have come out to say enough is enough, that we are tired of this contraption called one Nigerians. It shows that these people have this mindset that, see, they can no longer be the slave. So for him to have even gone as far as to hire lobbyists that will speak on behalf of Biafra in the world in the UN summit, to me it's a plus, and that alone, the voice of Biafrans will be heard globally, and the voice of an Igbo man is also being heard globally. Now let me take it back the line. When Southern Sudan and South Sudan wanted parted ways, nobody killed each other. Nobody go through the route of violence. It was done amicably. So if Samonekpa is doing it amicably, for him to convince world leaders that this thing is possible, and why the government of the day, the present government of Nigeria, are not seeing it that way. Thank you. You can also
to the government, the Nigerian government be worried about this?
why would they be worried? The same people have sent assassins to kill Samuel Ekpa. Now only he has escaped. So see, one thing about it is that the government of the day, they are panicking. There's panic. You know what it is now? So a particular tribe, or a major tribe, to exit your country. You know how an Igbo man is. You know the investment of an Igbo man is in the country. Now imagine in Nigeria without an Igbo man. Let's just imagine that. That means dominance. That means the Hausa man would now dominate virtually every government perspective in Nigeria. So now the reason why the Igbo man is still believe that's in Nigeria is because the Igbo man is still in the contraption called Nigeria. But eventually, if the Igbo man leaves, my brother, the Yoruba man will know the true meaning of Nigeria, and then we now know who owns Nigeria. Just like what Angwabula said. He said they are not scared of the Igbos parting, exiting Nigerians. That was what he said. He said they are not scared. Indirectly, that means the other tribe would not have sense of belonging in the country. And we know it. We know it. I know it too. An African man now has the spirit of dominance. You cannot dominate him. If a Fulani man has the spirit of dominance, for you to dominate him, it will take ages. In terms of population, you cannot dominate them. So one thing is that people have foreseen this whole thing. That was why he championed this BiAFRA struggle. And now, gradually, it is now becoming a reality in this contraction called Nigeria. Now, there are some Igbo men are even tired of the system called Nigeria. Just because they feel their brother is still in president. Now, my brother, I can bet you, come 2027, the Yorubas will be championing the Republic more than the Igbo man. I can bet you that. That I am very certain of. Yes, we will championing because it is certain when their president, when their brother is being kicked away from the presidency, already there is a plot, and which he himself cannot escape. The president himself knows that there is a plot, and then the big shots in the north are forming alliance. You know it. RFI, a powerful influence in the north, is not in the league. Sorry, is not in good terms with the president. And now nobody can take that factor. What RFI did. That made President Tinubu emerge as the president via his own influence. And then we have also the likes of Angulai, which is the chairman of the Northern Order Forum. He said, post-election, that the Northern Order Forum supported Tinubu, but from 2027, Tinubu will not get their support. So what does that mean? Now, so now, if the average Northern person is not giving the vote, now where will they get the vote? It should come by 2027. The same thing the Yorubas have been after the Igbos for. Now they will be the master mind of it, because I can bet you by 2027 Yoruba will stop. And that's the slogan that will continue the trend, is that we are tired of the country, we want to follow the suit of the Igbo man and exit the country. And then the Igbo man now will not take them, tag them for being unserious, because now that the Igbo man is championing for the exit, we are saying the Igbo man is not serious. There are claims that the Igbo man is not serious, but I can bet you when the system will not catch up with you, then you will know why the Igbo man has been championing to exit. Thank you for always coming.